Hello and welcome to the business magazine program, Business24, reaching you from the stables of NTA News 24. I'm Chimobi Walter Naji. Many thanks for joining us. On this edition, we take you across the country, bringing investment opportunities that abound, hoping that an investor will take that bold step and use your resources for development and employment generation. There are also our regular segments, Moving Nigeria Beyond Oil, and a review of the capital market. All this after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Now let's kick the ball rolling. Have you ever wondered why the Yoruba people of the southwest Nigeria is synonymous with the Adire attire? Well, this next report takes a look at the impact of the Adire, or tie and dye as it's called in other parlance, mix in providing employment for youth in that area.
Tie and dye, called Adire in local parlance, dates back to time immemorial among the Egba people of Abeokuta in Ogun State. In early times, Adire was the only design available. However, with the advent of technologies, new ideas and designs were introduced.
It is always different, especially the patterns. There's so much creativity in Adire, unlike every other fabric.
Yeah, I like Adire for a difference, to make it different from other Ankara. You know, Ankara is common. Ankara is common, but when you put on quality Adire to a wedding party, people will admire you.
Alhaji Wasiu Erinfolami is the leader of the Adire traders at the Itoku market, Abeokuta. He has been in the business since childhood.
I've been able to achieve a lot through this business. At least I have two of my kids in Canada. They studied there, and after that they are now working. So I've been able to acquire a lot of houses, both in Abeokuta and in Ibadan.
The famous Itoku market in the heart of Abeokuta city is noted for Adire in commercial quantity. The market attracts patronage from within and outside the state.
I'm from Lagos, so I do sell it in the office. At the end of the month, they will come and pay me. But now I have retired, but I'm still on the business. And to the glory of God, people are buying.
Adire business, apart from being a lucrative enterprise, has provided employment opportunities for many young graduates who hitherto would have been running after white-collar jobs.
With the little education I had, it's what I gained some advantage on that, because the way I'm looking at the business then is now different now, because we have a lot of challenges. But I had the opportunity of leaving the country, going to abroad, mixed up with a lot of people. That one is only something that is now giving me an opportunity that and thank God there's social media now, on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on Instagram. We start advertising what we are making.
I happen to be a computer lecturer anyway, and it's like my mom was like, "Oh Mike, I'm not feeling fine, can you just come and assist?" Okay, fine. Then on getting to the business environment, I normally see that they are doing things in the old ways. I was like, okay, ma'am, we can do these things another way. Why can't you arrange this like this, arrange it like this? So eventually that's how I just find myself into the business, and since then I have no regret whatsoever.
Quite lucrative though, a major impediment, as explained by the traders, remains the high cost of raw materials.
Recently, the federal government made a pronouncement that it has licensed the first investor for gold refining in the country. And no doubt, Nigeria is awash with solid minerals. In this next report, Tessie Omeri, on a visit to some mining sites in Nasarawa State, reports that the federal government's economic diversification initiative through wealth and employment generation is doable.
The name of Nasarawa State as the home of solid minerals is not for nothing. Beyond the attraction, the state is touted with high-priced tanzanite. At Mandara community of Kokona local government area, we are told is attracting the attention of the people in the business on a daily basis.
We have discovered tanzanite in Nasarawa State. They first discovered the first pocket and they've gotten it, they've sold them, so they are still mining now.
The precious tanzanite was first mined at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro in 1967. May soon be making the list of solid minerals citation in Nasarawa State. Officials say there is ongoing research to have adequate data of the precious gemstone in line with the federal government initiative of going into exploration of the solid minerals sector. Findings show that there are more than 340 mining leases for Nasarawa State from the federal government. Stakeholders applaud approvals by the government and its support with heavy machinery for mining of barytes used in petroleum industry.
The present development is commendable to generate revenue from solid minerals.
Is the whole industry here giving means of sustenance to many people? This is a gold mine in Uke community of Karu, close to Abuja, and the people have the gold to showcase for their hard work.
This is a very great privilege, especially with the advocacy of this present government, present administration that is doing in order to have self-empowerment and self-reliance.
Artisanal miners here share the dream of the government, but say they need assistance to improve operations. The government says it has total commitment of supporting the role of the sector for economic diversification.
It is high time the mining sector, the rules and regulations and the laws are unbundled to give leverage to states.
The people of Nasarawa State say they will support all initiatives on the solid minerals development for employment and growth benefits to the state and the nation.
Let's go to Jigawa State, which is also famous for date farming. Here, the production is regarded as another gold mine for many households as farmers smile at the end of the harvest season. It may interest you to know that those engaged in it enjoy double harvests on yearly basis. Hawa Haliru Haruna is our guide.
Phoenix declavia, known as date, is a flowering plant species cultivated for its edible sweetness, health, and economic benefits. In Jigawa State, the business is steadily thriving over the years with the increase of farmers and traders of the fruits. The date palm farmers in the state enjoy double harvest as the date palm tree bears fruits twice a year due to the state's arable land, which is considered most suitable compared to other parts of the country.
A kilo will cost you no less than 1,000, 2,000, or even 5,000 naira per kilo. So it's something that people, and every tree will produce 100 kilo. So if you have 100 kilo and you are selling for 5,000 or 3,000, that's a lot of money for one tree.
You know, consumption rate, if you look at the consumption and the number of date farm trees, it's not in conformity because there are very few of them are here fruiting. And you know the fruit in two seasons. One they do in the early season, the other one late season. So we found out the consumption rate is higher than the production rate. So that is why you have to bring from outside.
Date palm are grown of different species of Zabia, the big, sweet, and full fiber. Parandabino has small seeds. Takanda, the big and greenish at ripe stage. Dankanju used to be ripe at one end and yellowish at the other end. And the last, Loco, which is the sweetest with small seed, soft and watery. Gujungu, Sara and Shuarum markets are some of the major centers of date nuts trade in Jigawa State as people from across the country troop in for bulk purchase. It is not uncommon to see travelers stopping over to buy Jigawa dates, boosting the earnings of the farmers, especially on market days.
Well, I can say the market is very good because people are buying it in large quantity on daily basis.
It's a very common product that is used available in all over the Muslim areas. So I will advise government to get the best varieties that will satisfy the yearnings of the consumers of dates, because there's a lot of demand for dates all over the northern part of Nigeria.
The concern of many is how to improve on the business by ways of proper packaging and explore other opportunities from the date fruits like juice, as there is no waste in dates.
With such produce in Jigawa and other states of the Federation, the agricultural landscape in Nigeria promises amazing return on investment. Let me leave it at that, right? Well, if you're just joining us, this is Business 24, reaching you from NTA News 24. And moving on now to our Moving Nigeria Beyond Oil segment, our young entrepreneur this week has his eyes on stopping the importation of luxury interior merchandise. How? Joy Ozo tells us that Benjamin Anyebe is into that business.
No matter the state of any economy, some businesses cannot go out of fashion. And one of such is the furniture business. Furniture is a necessity, and hardly will an individual enter an office or a home without seeing one kind of furniture or the other. For analysts, what this implies is that the opportunities are limitless for investors. However, being a custom design furniture entrepreneur is what distinguishes players in this field of economic importance. Business24 caught up with a young Nigerian, Mr. Benjamin Anyebe, who is in this line of business. And his story corroborates the fact that to excel in the field, especially in a society like Nigeria, a unique design carved from a blend of creativity and style is what stands out the player.
We customize your interior work based on who you are and what you wear. Both kitchen cabinets, wardrobe, bed, we build it customized.
With lots of creative designs and an almost well-equipped factory to his credit, this 35-year-old entrepreneur says he developed passion for the work as a child while observing an uncle who was in the same business.
I finished school 2005, and then I went searching for jobs all through those periods. 2006, 2007, nothing was coming up. So I now went back to my main line of job, which is furniture, that I started with initially. I think that was 2007. I learned again, as if I started with all over again. I learned it for a period of time. It would take me to site, show me how they take measurements, how they do the designing, because there are different stages before you come to factory. So fully 2010, I started the business. My company was incorporated 2009. And he told me that for me to succeed well, I must have a company and I must be registered, and I have a bank account in that company's name. Those processes, I followed them all through. He guided me. I got them right. Then 2010, I started the business fully. That was when I started producing my own things.
Though lucrative, challenges such as electricity and difficulties in accessing state-of-the-art facilities to ease production, as well as high level of importation of finished products, are some issues entrepreneurs like him are battling with.
So far, so good. I am so happy that I didn't make a mistake of turning my back completely on woodwork. It's a good business, though it has its own challenges. We are facing serious challenges with these government policies and importation of already finished furnitures, and the no constant power supply. To power all this equipment you see, at times in a day you go almost as much as 40 liters of diesel. But at the bin we have steady power supply. It will have been very good for us, and the cost of production will drastically reduce.
In spite of these challenges, Mr. Nyebe says he's got huge dreams of owning a world-class furniture entity spread across borders.
Well, like we always say on the program, we just take the bull of unemployment by the horn, as government alone cannot provide all the jobs. We now hear from Femi Boyede, our in-house export expert, on those tips that could help you build your export business.
There's no doubt that putting together a bankable credit request is a major challenge to Nigeria exporters, especially the indigenous micro, small and medium enterprises that are trying to go into export. The same way that the Bank of Industry has produced and accredited business development service providers that help the MSMEs to be able to understand how to write an application and access and get approved for a Bank of Industry loan. We believe on export tips here that it is important for the central bank to be able to also develop maybe export development service providers who will help the exporters. But before this comes up, any exporter out there who is watching us should take note of these little tips that we are bringing up today. So you are a micro, small enterprise, you want to apply for even at your commercial bank, not necessarily the central bank's 550 billion loan. How do you put together your application? So I'm going to be reeling out some of the important parts of an export credit request. So first and foremost, you need your letter or your proposal should open up with a description of your company. XY Nigeria Limited is so was registered, incorporated. Our what do you call it? CAC registration number is this, that. The company commenced business in so and is engaged in the production of XYZ for export. You need to be able to describe the product that you are interested in. Palm oil or ginger is a spice found in the predominantly in the north central states of Nigeria. We do have a comparative advantage to procure this product because our company is located right in the middle of the ginger production zone in Nigeria. Then you need to introduce the analysis, your own understanding of the market. You must show the person you are asking for a loan that you understand and you are on top of what you are talking about. So what's the market analysis? Over the past 5 years, X number of thousands of tons of ginger have been procured by buying agents around Kafanchan, Kachia, Kagoro, and what have you. The national trade in ginger is growing on an annual rate of X%. And we envisage that over the next 3 years, our company will be vying for X percentage of this market.
And up next is our review of the capital market segment.
The week actually witnessed a release of a result of quoted companies. We can see that this is the season for listed companies to release their result for their performance as at the end of the third quarter 2018. Third quarter ended 30th September 2018, and as we projected, the release of these results led to increase in value of transactions in the market. In fact, the value of transactions increased substantially because as we expected, most of the leading companies or the leading listed companies in terms of fundamentals, they did not disappoint us at all. They come out with strong performance, good performance, and investors took advantage of their good performance and then bought a lot of them.
Now, if you'd like to participate on any segment of the program, do call the numbers on your screen, and you can also follow us on our social media handles. It is on that note that we draw the curtain on today's episode. Do keep a date with us, same time, same station, next week. I'm Chimobi Walter Nnaji. Many thanks for being there.